Hey, welcome to the Madhouse on this Monday, October 27th, I think. Yes?
Yes, it is,
Okay,
right?
yeah, I deal with
27th.
Yeah, I should know that. I play with the date all day long.
Well, welcome to the Soluri.
No guts, no glory hour. Hey, Ben.
We're back again, another week, another Monday.
That's
starting
right.
off the week with us and you.
That's right. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm
Yeah.
doing great. Good day today. Good day today.
Good day today. Nice
Don't
weather,
adjust your
crisp.
screens. This is my hair growing out. It's really the hair. It's not your screen.
Yeah, well,
And this is mine too.
Falling out?
Falling out. That's right.
But we're here on this beautiful, it was a beautiful day today, real crisp, clean, clear kind of weather.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Right?
I could take this day at the end of October every year.
Definitely.
Never pass it up.
Yeah,
My kind of weather.
yeah, definitely. So we had a fun weekend. I just want to say hi to Kevin and Jen again. We had fun in Soho.
Yes.
Over the
thanks.
weekend, we had a lot of laughs at the Broadway Comedy Club.
Yeah, we had more
We
laughs in
made
the
our-
hallway.
Yeah, we made more laughs than the comedians in the hallway waiting to get in the show.
We always do.
We just had a
always do.
blast. So
I gotta say, whenever
Love
we're
you
with you
guys.
two, we laugh hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it hurts.
yeah,
I take a day to recoup just from laughing.
yeah. So do you have an irk this week?
I do have an irk.
You do,
I
because
just
it's
don't remember
irk
what it
of the
was.
week with the still unchanged name.
Yeah.
The ERK. I'm going to leave it like that, right, Janine? We're just going to leave it. So what is your irk?
Didn't today I say to you, the twerk of the week?
The twerk
I
of the
called
week.
it the twerk.
Oh, wait, maybe we could change it to the twerk of the week now, and that would put us in line with King Floyd from last
Yeah,
week.
then we'd have to stand up and do our
Yeah, we're going to be
twerks.
a whole different kind of show now. That wouldn't work. But so what's your irk?
I really didn't have an irk this week.
You know what? I don't think I did either.
Nothing's bothered me. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah, well, irks does. I mean, I'm not bothered generally, but just an irk is just something that you go, you know, it just annoys me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that irk me. I just can't think of one
Yeah,
today.
well, I think when we introduce the guys sitting next to me, maybe I'll ask them what their irk is. Maybe they have an irk of the week,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
We could
We
do
got
that.
we got a good crew on tonight.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I just want to say something. I'm so sorry, but you're a Jets fan. You're like a diehard, stay true, which any person should be to their team.
You know we don't bring
Stay
up
true.
the Jets after games like that.
Guys, what are you thinking? Rex, it's got to go. Like Geno Smith, got to go.
Everybody's
Michael
gotta
Vick,
go.
everybody's got to go. It's just what a disappointing season for the Jets. I mean, you guys, you Jet fans, you stay true, you stay the course, and I feel bad.
I think my irk of the week is people that talk about the Jets after they lose.
Exactly.
He found it. He found it.
That's what it was.
But you know what? But I support you, and you know that.
I know, but
just-
you know what? It's so hard to be a
watch
Jets
them.
fan. It's like, I got my daughters are
Yeah.
Jets fans. My granddaughter's now a Jet fan. What did I do to her? A poor kid. I
She's a
subjected
Jets fan?
her. I
But
said,
she's two. How is she a Jets fan?
oh, 'cause she is. She says Jets, and she says yay. And if you mention the Dolphins, she goes,
Yeah, that's true. But the Dolphins are having a great season.
I know, but she
they're
still
pretty
says,
good. Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
And,
Lorenzo, congratulations. Your Dolphins are doing good.
Renz, good
Cheers
for you.
to you, buddy.
Finally,
Hope
your
you're feeling
team is,
well.
yeah, and we're sending out our love to you. We hope you're feeling better every day.
Yeah, but it's rough. It's rough being a Jets fan, you know?
I know.
It's tough. Well, year in and year out, always got high hopes, and it just never seems to happen.
Yeah, but you know what? Everything turns around. Everything comes full circle eventually. But your thing is, you say you refuse to go to a Super Bowl, and you've had opportunities. I went to see the Ravens 2 years ago in New Orleans. You
I
were with
waited
me,
outside.
but you dropped me off outside, me and Jen and Kevin, and you just went to a friend's house. But, to pass opportunities to go to a Super Bowl because you will not go because the Jets are not playing,
Right.
you may forever miss a Super Bowl. I hate to tell you that.
Hey, you have to go there,
I
right?
really do. Sorry.
I have
Yeah.
another irk.
No, but I feel bad. And then Green Bay got beat up
All right.
yesterday by the Saints, and that's not great because my son's a big Green Bay fan. So,
The Ravens,
but Ravens lost. Oh, Ravens! Do you know they lost?
yeah.
Because we were on the road yesterday.
The
but
other
then-
team scored more points than they did.
Yeah, no. They didn't. They got a touchdown in
That
the
would do
last couple of seconds of the game, but it was called an offensive,
Pass interference.
pass interference on the offensive line.
sucks.
Yeah, that totally sucks.
Yeah, the Jets only had 6 turnovers, and they still lost.
I think Gino had 3 turnovers
And
in
Vic had
3
3.
consecutive plays.
Yes.
That's so
They
bad.
had, they had, I think, 3 turnovers in 8 plays.
Yeah, that's sad. But you know what? Well, there's always next year.
I say that all the time. Hey, it could be worse. I could be a Detroit fan. They've never even been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, and they've like been in the league the longest.
Yeah. But anyway, football season's fun. And tonight we'll leave the studio like we always do, get a
And-
bite to eat, and then scurry home so we can watch the Monday night game. So,
Washington and Dallas.
yeah. So,
Deshaun Jackson, I need him to score some points for my fantasy team.
yeah.
I was winning last night, and then the guy's receiver scored like 29 points, like unheard of.
Yeah. Fitzgerald did okay for you, though, right?
Yes, he finally
So
came
you weren't
alive.
expecting that, but he came through. So
Finally
that's good.
came alive.
Yeah. So anyway, I think we're going to roll right into the show now. What do you think?
I think it's time.
Okay. We have tonight 3 gentlemen of a 7-person set of
True.
band called Rapid Fire.
That's right.
Okay, we have Ken Flint to my left, who is the drummer,
That is correct.
right? And we have Bobby Venice, who is the sax player. And who doesn't love
How
the
you doing?
sax, really? And then we have Joe Alimo. See, I always want to say Alamo because we know somebody with the
Most,
same
most
spelling.
people do.
Yeah.
And I'm almost after 58 years succumb to that.
Yeah. Which-
Resign myself to the fact that that's close.
Well, there is an I in your name, but we have a friend with the same spelling, right? He has an I in his
Yes,
name?
which leads me into saying, JoJo, I love you. Thanks for watching. You know I'm thinking of it. God loves you, baby.
And you play guitar.
I do. I play the
Right.
guitar.
And you guys have been together for how
It's
long?
our 4th year now. This is we finished our 4th summer. Our first gig was June 16th, 2010. The band's started as 2 ships in the night that met together on Band Mix website. And having gotten to that point, I met a gentleman named Dennis O'Flaherty, who we got together. We did a jam. Ken wasn't there at the time. It was just a bunch of guys. We got together.
Right.
And it went pretty good. And I said to Dennis on the way out, I said, so what do you think? Worth pursuing? And he said, absolutely worth pursuing. And over the course of about 5 months, it kind of morphed into a rapid fire core of myself, Ken, which there's a little story behind,
Oh, yeah.
Dennis, and our bass player, Paul Palm, who, by the way, I got to send a shout out to Paulie. We're all saying a prayer for your wife. Hope she's feeling better. She's in the hospital. She's not feeling well. And we want to, send out our love and support. So, Paulie, if you're out there, we're all praying for Lori.
Good luck.
And I got to say, there's probably a lot of stories behind Ken.
Well, there probably are.
No! There are so many. How long is the show? There are so many. They wouldn't fit.
Quickly, the summer before Rapid Fire was even a thought, I auditioned for Kenny's band.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
never knowing him at the time.
I did not
Right,
know. It was
right.
out of the blue. I saw
Right.
something. We texted. We emailed, and I
Thank
went
God
and I
for text
auditioned.
and email.
So I went and I did what I had to do.
Did you
and
pass the audition?
I did not pass the audition.
Yeah, but you know what? And that happens.
I did not pass the
But
audition.
he wasn't meant to pass the audition because we were meant to go in a different direction.
Yeah, so things happen for a reason, obviously, which is what is always cool about life. At any rate, we got together. Rapid Fire was starting to form, and we had gone through, got to be a dozen drummers. And I said to Dennis, I said, I auditioned for this band, and this guy, Kenny, was pretty solid. Why don't I give him a call and see if he wants to come down? Long and short, he comes down. He's been with us ever since. So
Right.
it's kind of an odd, a story in that I tried out for his band first and didn't get it.
Right. But that's true, though.
And then,
Things don't
and then
always
he tries
work
out for our band, and he's been with us ever since, and it's been great. He's really a great drummer.
Didn't you
and,
want to just tell him
and
no,
he-
just
and
for
he can
purpose?
sing.
No,
And-
you can't.
and
you
it's
didn't make
not,
it.
It's not a lot of drummers that sing, so Kenny holds
Yeah,
down
that's
some
true.
Yeah,
backgrounds. He
that's
does a
so
great
true.
job with that too.
You do any Phil Collins?
But just
Very
to
much.
say this, because I have to, May 19th of last year, our keyboard player passed away. And Dennis O'Flaherty, who is Bobo's friend, and the reason he joined us, that's the truth. And we're honored to have Bobo in our band because he's one of the best sax players around, no less on Long Island. And it's a pleasure to have him with us. But
Thank you.
Dennis and Bobo go back longer than I've been playing.
So,
All of us. Yeah.
So, long and the short, Dennis's philosophy and my philosophy kind of melded together, though slightly different. The criteria, if you will, or the philosophy of Rapid Fire is to do songs from the history of rock and roll with our own spin on them, and not do every song that every other band is playing out there, so that we can maybe step out a little bit from the pack and
Right.
hopefully gain our own following because we do that.
Which
Now,
we've
that's-
done.
Which we've done, but that's not to say we don't do standard tunes that bands play.
Right.
right,
we
because you have to
kinda-
do both, but
we
it's nice
kinda
to
do 'em
stick
our way.
out of the box is nice.
And, we're a mixture of Motown, R&B, dance music.
Led Zeppelin.
We have some, no, we don't do any of that, but we have some concert-style stuff that we do. There's no bands are out there doing, we got to get out of this place and can't explain the way we put them together.
Or Isn't She Lovely?
We do
I've
that
heard you
too
do that
pretty
one.
well.
I've heard you
that's
do that
a-
one.
yeah, that's a
So
favorite.
we've
I
got
loved
two
it.
great singers. I'm just going to give you the rest of the band.
Yes, please do that, yeah.
We've got two of the best singers out there fronting our band, and that's the fabulous Jay Sisko, who was a contestant on season 4 of American Idol and made it to Hollywood. And he's just a supreme talent, and we're very happy to have him. That's also a little bit of a story, but we also have Cara Minicello, who's also a bit of a story, because actually when we were short female vocalists, I borrowed her from a friend's band, and she's been with us ever since.
Really? Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
so-
That's how it happens.
Is that
And he's
guy
still my
your
friend, and I'm
Okay.
actually playing his band.
Okay,
So,
well, then it worked out.
It works out because my
Okay.
singers sing for his band when he's got a gig or he needs help. So we back each other up in that way. So it's a good camaraderie. And
That's
lastly, and finally, to replace Dennis was a bit of a chore, only because
He was a great player.
He was a musical.
he was a musical genius,
yes.
and he was difficult to replace. But after going through many keyboard players last summer after Dennis passed, we finally settled in on two guys who were rotating on all our gigs. And we're happy to say that right now, we've got Stu Waters on keyboards. Guy's a great keyboard player, great singer, has fabulous ears, helps me arrange vocals and so on and so forth. So it's a pleasure to have him in the band. And last but not least, though, who isn't here tonight, is Paul Palm, who's one of the best bass players around. We're happy to have him. His poor wife, Lori, is really suffering. She's in the hospital. She's not doing well. So our prayers go out to you, Paul, like I said, and that pretty much rounds out the whole band, the three of us that are here and the four that couldn't make it tonight.
So it's a
for different
seven-piece.
reasons. We have a 7-piece band.
Which is
Very
nice,
nice.
nice full sound.
Yeah.
You gotta have that.
We've
You gotta
heard
have
your
that
stuff.
horn in there when you're doing the Motown
You know,
stuff too.
happy to
Love
have the horn. It adds a huge.
Yeah, I got a horn of my own over here, so
Does he honk?
I toot myself.
I'm happy to have it.
So, that's just the basics about what we do.
Bobby's your manager, is that correct?
Bob's our manager, that's
Bob-
correct.
Bob-
Not
Bobby
this Bob.
Sounds,
Bobby
no,
Music,
no.
Bobby
Bobby
Bands,
Music,
Bobby
Bobby
Sounds.
Sounds, hey Bobby
Big shout
Music,
out to Bobby.
yeah.
Big
We
shout
love
out to Bobby. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
thanks Bobby for getting them in here along with the other bands you bring along. He's a great guy. He gets you work.
Yeah,
and,
he does. He
any
gets us
bands
work,
out there
yep.
looking for
Yeah,
work,
gets
you know,
them all
Bobby's the
work.
guy to get in touch with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
definitely, absolutely. So, so you do a mix of everything.
Yeah.
Just seems lately, like the dance stuff and the Motown, not lately, I shouldn't say lately, but maybe it's my age group now, but that's all my friends do. They go to all these bands, such as yourselves, and they dance the night away. They just have so much fun. It's just such a fun
That's-
thing, and I'm sure the venues, like the outdoor venues,
Yeah.
in the
Big time.
summertime,
Yeah.
those are even, they're so much fun to go to.
Yeah.
'cause
you,
it's
you
just
know
kind
why?
of
You know why
let
it's that
loose.
now? It's because at our age, you can't go like this no more. You wind up getting a headache.
And then you go to the chiropractor because
Exactly,
your
you
neck
got
went out.
chiropractors and stuff, and so it's better just to hear the music and feel it and dance.
I
love
get
it.
a kick out of the fact that at this point in time, it seems when you go to clubs now, we are finishing our gig at a time when we used to start.
Start 'em.
Yeah. Because listen, there's a time for everything.
Yeah,
and,
that's changed a
so
lot,
everything's
you're right.
turned
Oh,
out-
absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I've been a Motown fan my whole life. You know, all my friends were jamming Zeppelin and all the
Yeah,
metal
but you
stuff.
did that too.
I
You did
I
that
definitely
too,
did
and so
that,
did
but
I.
I definitely went home and put on my OJs and my Manhattans. I
Right.
loved it, you know, and I still to this
Right.
day, it's my favorite music,
Yeah.
you know.
A lot
Yeah.
of people's, which is why we end up playing so many venues and get to play so many places for so many people.
Now, do you guys do weddings too?
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, we've got weddings booked now for next year in June and October, so the requests for private work, which is the switchover that we're looking to make to increase that type of work and not back away from, but cherry pick, if you will, the club scene.
Right.
Okay.
Fill in the blanks, so to speak. I'd rather
Yeah.
do 3 or 4 private gigs, whether they're weddings,
Right.
reunions,
Yeah.
anniversaries, milestone birthdays, whatever you have going on.
And then throw in the
And
club
then get a couple
scattered,
of club
yeah.
dates here and there, and that fills up your schedule, rather than to have 8 club dates in a month, which would be fine, except that it's backbreaking. And, you know, you can, right.
We can't afford to
We
do
can't,
backbreaking
we can't afford to do backbreaking work anymore, because,
Exactly.
you know, you don't have enough for the insurance on your back.
Well,
now-
the drummer always has the hardest time, you know. He's
Yeah.
got
Well, you know, for the most part, I look at it as it keeps the fat off. And I say that when we play, too. And I announced to everybody right after dinner when we start playing, I said, just think, ladies and gentlemen, you're dancing to Rapid Fire right now, and you're burning off dinner.
Right.
It's a win-win. You can't go wrong with Rapid Fire.
Exactly. Actually,
There you
I
go.
used to play hockey, because I play hockey at a rink.
Wow.
So, called Rapid Fire out in Santa Maria.
Really?
So when I hear
Who
the name of the
knew?
band, I think hockey.
We should
Ice
play
hockey?
there.
Roller.
Imagine.
Roller
Yeah.
house.
She still plays.
Yeah, I still play, but I just don't play at
played
Rapid
last
Fire
night.
anymore. But so now you guys,
Little Tiger here. She's a Tiger. Defense, don't she? She's playing the guys' league.
yeah, we're
Girls
gonna,
Tiger.
yeah. So I keep him in line. I check him a little bit.
You take that stick and whack him in the hiney sometimes when he's out of control.
I do the whacking with the stick around here.
Whoa! Whoa!
So with
I need a
that
drink.
we're gonna his joystick. We're gonna just jump right now to a commercial, and we'll be back. So stay with us. I think it's safe to say.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have 2 practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Lee, DMC, and the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV. You are the man.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
And we're back. And Tommy just,
Whispered us an irk.
an irk. You know what? We said we were going to see if the guys in the band had an irk, and then after the introductions, it led right into something else that we forgot. So during the commercial break, I happened to ask them what their irks were. And actually, Bobby, you have a good one.
Oh, absolutely, especially when I happen to do a gig at a restaurant with a small group like a jazz trio, and you look out there and you see people sitting around the table with friends, and everyone's got the phone under the table texting away to somebody who's not there. And so I asked them, if you really didn't want to be here with these people, why did you come? Why didn't you come with the
They're
person
spending
you're
more time
talking
with the text person.
Right.
You've seriously gone up and asked somebody that?
Absolutely.
And I want to know what their reaction is. I mean,
Absolutely.
you must put them on the spot, and they probably don't know what to say. They put the phones away. and
They
all
put the
that.
phone
But
away.
to stay on the texting, I think texting gets really rude. You know what I mean?
It
It's
does.
like
I mean, I'm an offender
you're,
sometimes.
I mean, everybody
like
is.
that, not in that
but
sense,
I mean,
but-
you're sitting there at a table with 4 people. 3 of them are talking, and one's going down like this. You know,
Well, if you really want to come right down to it, call waiting is rude.
Yes.
Well, wait,
Yeah, you're right.
wait,
You know,
somebody better. Hold on.
Getting better deal really stinks, you
She's
know?
hotter than you. Go away.
That was my irk. That was my irk last week. Is being in the deli online to order something, and you're next, and the phone rings, and they start taking their order. Like you just let somebody cut me.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
Well,
exactly.
getting back to Bobby's irk, we were just at the comedy club this past
Oh, my
week in
God.
the city, and there was a whole table. It was a comedian. It was a she-devil contest. It was all female comedians. And it was a contest,
We missed it.
and it was fun. They were funny.
I'm sure it
Hysterical.
We were funnier, but but anyway, there was a whole table of talkers the whole time, and it was really like I was distracted by it. I couldn't concentrate. Like I have to have one thing in the room, and that's it. Like I told you guys before we started to air tonight, shut your ringers off, and also you vibrate. And you said vibrate too, and I said yeah because I have ADD, and if I hear that phone go off on camera, it totally distracts me. So I don't know how those comedians do it.
Or if she
And I
feels
think
it
people-
vibrate, she gets really excited.
I thought that's what.
I wasn't going there.
The show's dirty today.
Dirty show. Dirty show.
It's okay.
It's me. It's my fault. Dirty show.
The audience don't know this, but like as we were setting up, putting our mics on just before we were ready to set, all of a sudden Ken comes flying in the door and jumps into the seat. He's here. It's Super Ken.
You did that in about 10 seconds flat.
I've got my
I commend
cape on.
you
Has anyone noticed? I'm wearing my
Yeah.
cape.
That's right.
Very good. You were good at that. But anyway, so
Irks.
really quick, well, irks. Well,
Let,
let's talk about band stuff.
well, I
You
want
got
to
an
ask
irk?
Joe. I want to ask Joe. Because
Well, I said what my irk was.
Price of gas.
price of gas.
It just
But
shows
nobody
you
else-
how.
That's the.
It just shows you how we're being taken for
You know
a
what?
ride.
Before it's an irk,
Ah,
it's
it's like fun,
disgusting.
take it for a
It's
ride,
disgusting
price of
what
gas.
we pay for gas in this country.
listen, gas is expensive elsewhere, more expensive than we've ever paid for. But the point is, shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
So,
That's why.
at
That's
the
why
end
I
of the
feel
day,
it's disgusting.
at the end of the day, not to be punny, you're getting taken for a ride.
Well, when I
Trust
was in
me.
Dominican Republic, it was 5 and change a gallon. So
It's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just. I mean, they
England
don't have
and Europe
to do
is
that.
way up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh yeah,
It's crazy.
Way
I
up
mean,
there,
there's
like close
so
to
many-
$10 a gallon.
And I can't skip over Ken. Irk.
Irk. Gee, you know, this whole time I'm trying to think of an irk, and you know what? I'm so grateful to be alive, to be playing with these
Ken's
guys.
so mellow.
Nice.
You know, I really am. I can't think of an irk right now, and I'm like,
I know what irks are.
That's
People
my
ask you
irk.
for irks.
That's my irk. I can't think of an irk.
No, yeah, but you know what?
That's
you'll-
it.
you'll
I
be in
think
your
I can
car.
help you,
He'll
though.
be in his car.
I bet you could.
He'll be
Yeah,
in his
your
car
record
tomorrow.
said drum hardware is too heavy.
That's true. Bob helps me move the drum hardware.
What
Yeah.
if we made drum hardware out of aluminum?
It's happened. I'm not knocking any particular country right now, but I will say that there's a particular country that makes drum stuff as well as other musical items. And one night, Joe was standing there. One night, we're setting up to play for a live audience, and we only have so much time to do it. We're live, we're not live on stage, but we're going to be live soon. I'm setting up a cymbal stand. As I'm putting it together, something breaks. I mean, the hardware has seen about
cracked.
It cracked, and that was after like 1,000 shows. So I can't knock that, right? That was an American-made piece.
Okay.
All right, so that's one thing. All right, so I got to run out to the music store. I run out to the music store. I won't name the name just for reasons, But we go out to the local music store. The only thing they have is something made in a country where the quality might not be so good. So I have no choice. I buy
What town were you in?
Hop-Hog.
Hop-Hog.
We're in Hop-Hog. Right, we're in Hop-Hog.
Bet you a lot of people
So-
know what he's talking about.
That the people that were there know, because I started cursing up a storm, right? So I go back and I buy this thing. It's the only thing I could buy. It's the only thing they had. So I run back there. I run back, just like I did tonight. I run back up there. I start putting everything together. As I'm putting it together, it crumbles, brand new.
It crumbles?
Crumbles in my hands. Now we have like 20 minutes before we start playing, right?
Wow, that's tough.
What was it?
hardcore.
What piece of
It
equipment?
was a cymbal, it was a boom stand,
cymbal.
part of the
Okay,
boom.
boom stand.
So it's the part that connects the boom to the cymbal stand
Okay.
itself. So brand new. I put it together, and Joe is there. As I put it together, the whole thing just crumbles, brand new. So now we're 20 minutes before our live show, right? So we grab some tape,
Duct tape.
duct tape, yeah, duct tape. I'm wrapping it around, and I played the whole night. And every time I hit that cymbal, the thing went. Burp,
Yeah.
right? And the whole time I'm praying, oh God,
Please.
oh God, keep it up there, keep it
So
up
what was
there.
it made out of? Saltine crackers?
I think it must have been.
How did you get your start as a drummer? The time goes fast. I want to make sure in this hour. I wanna
Yeah,
cover-
sure. Actually, when I was a kid, I was a fan first of the Monkees, believe it or not, because I have an
Yeah,
older brother
me
and older
too.
sister,
Love the Monkees.
and they had
Me
great
too,
songs,
Me too. And
right? And I was like, oh, I love those songs, so I'm walking around singing them all the time. And I knew in my heart I could play whatever instrument I really wanted. And I have a piano and I have guitars and other things too, and I play them all. But then as I got a little bit older, all my friends were listening to Kiss, and I thought, wow, those guys are cool, but some of them I don't know. But the drummer was the coolest
Chris.
one. Yeah, so Peter Chris, that's right. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do that because he's the coolest guy. And that's how I started. And then soon after that, I was taking drum lessons, and I actually got to sit behind Buddy Rich at some of his live shows, who ended up really loving me because I said the right thing at the right time
How could
to
you
him.
not love you?
Oh my God, it was awesome.
That's
it was
awesome.
awesome. Even as I talk
Buddy
about it,
Rich,
I feel the
that's-
hairs on the back of my neck stand up. The guy could do a drum roll with one hand, with his left hand. I'm sitting behind him. He's playing for all these people. I'm sitting behind Buddy Rich, and there he is. I mean, he could have smoked a cigarette
There
with
was
the
no
other hand.
double bass then.
No double bass then, but you would have thought it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was smoking.
He did smoke a cigarette, as a matter of
He
fact.
might have done that.
play.
That's
He
probably
did.
why I thought of that. But yeah, I mean, the guy was absolutely incredible. He treated me like gold. After the gig, I sat next to him. We ate together, and he was doing a meet and greet with all these other guys and all these people coming up and saying, Buddy, man, I've got all your albums. I got all your albums. He's like, yeah, 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 And he kind of blew everybody else off, but to me, he was like awesomely nice.
That's cool.
And it is cool. And I tell you what, if he was like abrupt with me or nasty, I think I would have like been, I was 12 years old.
Play
you know?
guitar.
I know, yeah, I'm going to guitar now. Right? Oh my God! Right, I'd have been Joe. I would have auditioned for Joe's band. Who knows what would have happened?
Great.
But
That's
yeah,
a great story.
yeah. Oh, I've got a billion of them. How much time we have? I got to say.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have you guys back. An hour just seems to go so fast.
Bob, who was your idol growing up as a musician?
When I was very young, probably in the neighborhood of 9 or 10 years old, my father played alto saxophone, but not professionally. His joy was to sit, and my sister was a pianist, he'd like to sit in the living room and play with her. And so one day when he was at work, I took the horn out and I broke all the reeds because I had not a clue how to put it together. And he came home from work, and I'll never forget, instead of
I like that.
getting a beating, okay, he said to me, "Come here, you want to learn how to play this?"
Wow.
He said, "I'm going to show you."
That's
And
beautiful.
he showed me how to put it together. And from there, I went on to, I used to listen to the records. Instead of going out and playing sports or whatever, put the records on. Listen to Dave Brubeck Quartet, which was Paul Desmond playing alto, and memorize all the solos, and you know, and of course there was King Curtis, who was doing all the rock and roll sax solos back in the tunes from the 50s. All right, so I had to learn all that. You know, it was like, and that's how I got started. You know.
Now, did you teach yourself, or you went for lessons?
I was
or
my
dad.
My father showed me where the notes were, and fortunately for me, I had a good memory and I had perfect pitch, so I would
That's counts
memorize
for a lot.
and learn the songs. And one day my mom said to me, she says, "You have to learn how to read music." So she set up a lesson with a guy who was in the neighborhood, and I come from a relatively poor family, and I think a lesson back then might have been $4 or $5. Okay, and so she sent me to this guy, and the second time I went to him, he said, "Play this line." It was in the book. And he used to sit there and open his mail while I was playing. So I played it, and I intentionally played it wrong, and he looked at me and he said, "That's good." So I went home and I said, "Ma, you don't have to waste your money. I'm not going back
Good,
there."
that's
So do you read music?
I do now, but not real well.
So you play by ear?
I play by ear,
There's
and,
so
and
many great
I
musicians
can
out
read,
there.
but it takes me a little longer than it should.
Yeah.
That's
know.
all right.
You
That's
have
all
a voice. I have to tell you, I have to stop for 1 second. You sound exactly like the guy that plays Carrie's boss on King of Queens.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know his name.
Well, I am from Brooklyn, so
But you have a voice. Google it.
Oh
when
my
you
God,
leave
I can't
here,
think of his name
and
either.
that's
You're
it.
right,
It
Gary.
sounds just like him. Definitely. So that's great. So you came from a musical family, and I love horns.
I did. As a matter of fact, my grandfather, my father's father, played tuba in John Philip Sousa's band when he
Really?
came to this country from Italy.
Oh my
yeah.
God, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so there is there's
A
certainly a
long,
history
long-
of.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely. That's fabulous. And Joe, I know we talked a little bit
Yes, we did.
before we came
I'll
on camera,
abridge.
and I knew what got you started. basically.
When I heard "I Want to Hold Your Hand," that was what changed everything for me.
Yep.
You told him you want to hold his hand?
I did. Yeah.
It changed it for me.
Oh my goodness!
Holy mackerel! I know
It changed it for me too when she told me that.
But yeah, the Beatles were my musical initiation, if you will, and
so
that's what
many.
started it for me. And I took some lessons to get me going. I learned slightly how to read music. I never became very good at it. And then it was, Hendrix and Zeppelin and, those guys back in the 60s. And I'd put the records on just like Bob, and I would pluck out the sounds. And then I took some lessons at Brown Music in East Northport. I grew up in Comac. And I learned to do a couple of Led Zeppelin things, and Bob Aponte was teaching me back then. Bob, if you're still around,
I want the pelican.
Thanks.
I want the pelican story though, because that
but well, when I was really young,
That was cute.
When I was really young, my dad took me over behind Mayfair Shopping Center in Comac to Joe Pelican Orchestras, where for $2.50 you took a group class for 30 minutes.
Tommy, you'll like
And
this
Joe
story.
Pelican would stand in front of 9 kids, one at a time, whether you played the flute or the violin or whatever you played, and
Watch the
he'd stand over you, and he would listen to you play, right upside down and backwards, what you did wrong
Turn.
or right.
Joey, everyone's looking at your butt.
Oh, sorry.
You could have stood up, but you could just turn around.
And
So he would stand over each
yeah,
person.
he would stand over you, and he would write backwards and upside down what you had to do next week, and if you made a mistake, he'd write it upside down and backwards. It was really very cool. Joe Pelican Orchestras
And he
back
must
in
have
the
been an
early
amazing musician.
mid-60s. Oh, he was an orchestra leader.
He was
So
dyslexic.
he could play every instrument. No, the guy knew every instrument. He could do violin, flute, trumpet, saxophone, guitars, bass. He'd play every instrument. The guy was really incredible. But yeah, that's how I got started.
And that's a great little story to remember from being a young kid.
Not only
you know?
that, the whole audience got to see your ass, Joe.
Yeah,
I know. Let's hear it for Levi's.
There you go.
So I asked if you do a lot of Phil Collins, because there aren't really too many, not that you do a lot of Phil Collins, but I'm sure you've done Phil Collins, because there aren't really many accomplished drummers that sang as much as he did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't really
Right.
you maybe see a drummer do 1 or 2 songs, but Phil
A
Collins
song
was
called
like,
Boys, Ringo.
Right, right. Well, you know, actually, I was also a lead singer in some bands too. I wasn't just a drummer. Sometimes I didn't play drums at all, and I just sang in some bands.
Really?
And I've also I've also wrote a whole bunch of songs.
Which?
And I sang myself and recorded and did a solo album that actually went on the air in Europe, took off in Europe first. And one of the songs I actually did, my mom was actually on too. It was kind of a family thing. And all of that came from my love of music and my love of wanting to make musical sound with everything that it possibly could, you know. And I know that these guys do the same thing. When we go and we play live, everybody in the band has such passion with what we're doing that everybody gets their moment to shine, and everyone gets to go out there and make it happen for the audience in their way. And again, that's what makes me so excited about playing with these guys, is because when we're out there playing, we're in everybody's face in a good way,
right.
you know.
Okay.
And
You
whenever
know,
you know,
it shows with you guys. We've listened to a lot of your stuff. We didn't have the opportunity to have you guys here live tonight, but we want to bring you back because we want to hear.
Awesome.
But we've seen some of your stuff on YouTube and everything, and you guys are great. And that
I think we
always
have a
comes
video.
across. We do. We have a video. So Janine, if we can get to that video, right, just to
Sure.
show the audience
would be
a little
great.
bit. Yeah.
Let's tease the audience a little.
We proudly present Rapid Fire, one of the tri-state area's premier Motown dance and show bands. Rapid Fire provides a treat for your eyes and ears alike, with unique arrangements of familiar tunes from the history of rock and roll through today that will delight all audiences. We hope you'll agree.
we're back, and that was really awesome. You
Thank
guys are
you.
diverse, you're big, you have a big sound. We can't wait to go and see you guys live.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you guys?
Well,
What's
first,
your itinerary?
the easiest way to find
Right
us
here.
is rapidfireband.com. You go on our website, and our calendar will give you all our upcoming dates, what places you can find us playing in, like November 8th, we're at Memories. The night before Thanksgiving, stop cooking, come out. We'll be at Maggie's in Massapequa.
Massapequa, right,
It's a
Massapequa
great
Park.
venue. Dance floor gets packed. People have a blast. And then starting in December, we've got gigs every Saturday night.
Fabulous.
We're going to be at, he goes, I think it's called Your Mother's Kitchen in New Hyde Park on December 6th. December 13th is Long Island Ale House in Patchogue.
And we have-
Medford,
yeah, we
right on
played
Route
there. Yeah, my
112.
dad's played
We
there.
have
I like that
Madison's
place.
coming up. too.
Madison's will be
Yep.
coming up, and Maggie's will be back at Maggie's again. And then check our website for New Year's Eve. If you don't have plans, we're going to be booked New Year's Eve. Not sure exactly where, but we're working it out right now. All the details will be worked out, and we'll have a gig New Year's Eve. So
And you can be found on Facebook.
we can
right?
be found on
Isn't it
Facebook as
Rapid
well.
Fire
Just do
Band?
Rapid Fire Band on Facebook. You
Right.
could like us on the Facebook page. Make suggestions. You can go on our website. There's a guest book page. You can click on the guest book tab. You can make musical requests,
Which is great,
so
'cause
on and
that's-
so forth.
Fan mail.
Fan mail. If
Don't
you-
be shy. Send the fan
Right.
mail.
If you have.
You're going to get fan mail about your
I-
ass now. You know
I
that.
know. I didn't realize that. I was going to get fanny mail. That's right. Fanny mail.
I seen it, you're gonna get hate mail.
That's all right. That's all right. But if you have a
God,
private party
so
and you
funny.
need a band, you could click on the contact the band page, fill out the form. It comes to my email address, and I'll contact you, and we'll set that up too. So.
Great,
Awesome,
Great.
awesome.
You're definitely
Well, listen, everybody
established band.
go on their page, Rapid Fire Band, like them, show them the support, support us by supporting them. And when's
Absolutely,
your next
thank
gig?
you.
Is that November?
November 8th at Memories in Williston
November
Park.
8th.
Williston
at
Park. That's a
Memories.
nice place. You can get dinner
Right.
and drinks. It's a great crowd.
Yep.
And they're a fun band. They're what, commercial?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We got to go to commercial. But I was gonna say just go check them out because it's guaranteed. I'm guaranteeing you. You go see this band, you're gonna have a fun night. And if
Yeah.
you don't, there's something wrong with you. That's
Yeah,
it.
you're gonna if you want to have fun and dance.
Yeah,
Come see
absolutely.
the band. If you just want to enjoy
Absolutely.
some good music, come see the band.
Definitely.
Yeah,
We're gonna
thank
take a
you.
quick commercial break.
We'll be right
we got
back.
More
Stay
stuff with these
tuned. Stay
guys.
tuned. We need you behind us.
I like to get caught live too.
She does.
So I don't always like to know when we're coming back.
Oh, you drink.
It is getting hot.
Oh, I thought maybe you drank Janet's drink by
Somebody
mistake.
stop me.
So I was just saying off camera how much fun we have every week. And, you know, a lot of times, sometimes we know the guests in advance and it's easy. And other times we don't know the guests, like Ken, who blew in like the Tasmanian devil at the last second. And it's still fun because we get to know you guys in the short time that you're here. And just, it's so much fun. I'm really thankful that you guys are here
See,
tonight.
every week when we have a guest, you know, in the green room, Janet usually talks to them. She takes her notes and stuff like that. I come in and say hello. This is my husband. Hiya. I really don't listen to nothing what they say in there because I come out here and I get it fresh, just like the people watching. You know, it's new to me.
He likes to be surprised.
She like I'll ask a question, but she already knows that answer because she's already knows with
Well,
you
yeah,
guys.
to some extent.
But I like it that way. I like it raw.
He likes it fresh and
That's
raw.
right,
Let's
right,
see
right.
the
Well,
show.
I
Here
just
we go
wanna-
again.
I just want to say that it's been a whole bunch of fun for us, and we want to thank Janet and everybody here at Madhouse TV
Thank
for
thank
you.
having us.
And we did say we're going to bring you guys back with the full band.
Great. This way we can do some tunes for
We'll
you.
minimize it.
That'll be
we have
great.
whatever it takes.
Yeah,
but we definitely wanna
we'll
you
bring
back
it down
'cause
a little bit, yeah.
Nothing better than live music. But Ken, I just want to address, you are a 4-time winner of the ASCAP Award.
That is correct.
ASCAP.
ASCAP. There it is, that Levi's thing.
But that stands for American Songwriter, Composer, and Author
And publishers.
and Publishers.
I'm
Award.
almost positive that's right. I haven't looked at it in probably 5 years,
Well,
but I
I'm
think that's
taking
right.
your word for it. It sounds right. Even if it's wrong, it sounds really right.
Oh,
We'll go with that.
We're
We vote for that.
See, I always thought ASCAP was a ghetto word, like when they put a cap in your ass. You got ASCAP.
It could have been. Who knew?
So I want to just bring that up really quick. Do you guys ever collaborate? And you probably don't have time, but do you write originals at all?
We
Have you?
haven't, but
But it's-
Cisco has, and he's our lead singer, and he's released a couple of tunes on iTunes. One was called Good Day, which was the most recent release, and we had actually performed a song early in our career as Rapid Fire when Dennis was here, and we just don't have the time to
That's
do
what
it.
I figured, yeah.
But it would be something I wouldn't mind pursuing, but it has to be for the right thing. You know, it has to be for the right reasons. So,
Right.
and that takes a lot more work. You know, every
Oh, I
part of the song has to be worked on and
Composed, arranged.
put together, and the vocals have to be just right. And so it takes a lot more work, I think, to do something original.
We'll get to it.
You know, but
Yeah, that's why I have that feeling that you guys will. I
It's
definitely-
what
yeah.
the audience is asking for. You know, if the audience says to us, which I think they did a couple of times, like, we want to hear Jay's song, and I think that's what we started doing. We said, all right, let's play Jay's song.
Right.
But, you know, like I say, a lot of bands want to do their own thing when they go out there and play what they like. And we do too. We like what we do. But I think what makes this band different and sets this band apart from other bands is the fact that we go out there and we give the people what they're asking for, not
great.
what we're,
That's great.
you know, because we've all done what we've wanted to do, and we all still do, but with Rapid Fire, we go out there specifically to give the people what they want, the way they want it, to keep their booties dancing, not just Joe's, but keep all their booties moving, right? And keep everybody happy, and I think that's a big part of our success. And when we see the people out there enjoying themselves, we in turn enjoy ourselves, and it becomes a communal thing.
Absolutely.
You know?
You feel that. You bounce it
You
off
do.
each other. You feel the love from them. They feel the love from you. Listen, everybody works so hard
Listen, we get-
all week with their lives. At the end of the week, you want to go out and have a great time,
Yep.
and that's really what it's all about.
We got
That's the
about
reward of hard
45
work.
seconds left, so I just want to go around the horn. If you want to shout out to a kid, one of your kids or your wife, anybody, just give it in and say hello before we get off. the air.
God, hello, and thank you, I'm still here.
There you go.
I
Bob,
second that, but I want to send a shout out to my beautiful wife, Jeanette, who's allowed me to do this for 40 years of
We
marriage.
spoke about
Yeah.
that.
God
You
bless.
did give her kudos off camera. We talked about that.
That's
And
right,
You said
that's
she's always
right.
been a support.
Absolutely.
Joe?
And Joe?
And I want to send a shout out to my beautiful daughter Victoria, and to my friends who are having some struggles with health issues, Paulie especially, Bobo's wife Jeanette. My blessings and prayers out to them as well, and
Thank you.
and all the fans.
and all the fans,
make this
especially those
possible, yeah.
who have been
That's right.
loyal supporters of the band. We're going to make some changes. things are going to get better, and you're going to love what you hear. So come out and see us again.
Great. We want to thank Bobby Sounds, Bobby Music, Bobby
Yeah.
Bobby. We love you. Thanks for bringing us these guys. Look for them again on our show because they're going to be back. We're going to set a date. And don't forget to go check them out at Memories in Williston Park on
Thanks.
Saturday, November 8th.
Yep.
And then they're going to be at Maggie's. Check their website, rapidfire.com. Is it
Rapidfireband.com.
And Facebook. And until next week, you
Oh,
guys.
and next week we have Fire and Ice.
Pat Bennett's our tribute band. Woo,
Oh, how cool
rock
is that?
Yeah, they
All
got
right.
it.
It's got a
Lovely.
fire around here.
So
Yeah.
support us, support them. You guys have a great, safe week. We love you. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
tuning
watching.
in.
Love you all.
Madhouse. Woo!
Good job. Good job.